Welcome campers, alumni, and parents to Nokomis Kitchen. I'm Chef Phil, and what we're going to do today is make Camp Chili. Shout out to That's What I Reckon for the inspiration. What you're going to need for this recipe is the following ingredients. Right then, let's get started. So what's important to remember here for this recipe and any other recipe actually is that you read the recipe from start to finish and make sure you have all the ingredients on hand. Preparation is key. Okay, so prepping the vegetables. Make sure your knife is sharp. Very bad cuts occur with blunt knives. The way I hold the knife is in my thumb and forefinger, and then wrap my hands around the blade and just rock it back and forth like this. But if you have a particular style that you like and you're comfortable with at home, I would stick with that. The vegetables is washed and drained, and I do, in this case, wash the mushrooms. Basically just chop it so it's a flat edge, and then slice. So with the celery, is you want to cut it into sections to make it more manageable. Split it down the center, and I'm going to place those together and small bite-sized pieces. And the trick here is to rest the knife up against your knuckles and keep your fingers out of the way. With the carrots, again, you want to cut it into sections that are more manageable. Watching your fingers, press, and you want to work with the flat side down. And you want to take that into small sections or fingers, matchsticks, and dice it into those small pieces that will fit onto the spoon. Okay, so prepping the onion for small dice is, again, you want to make it manageable. So again, working with the flat side down is cut. Now, it doesn't matter if you have a method at home, again, that you're comfortable with. This is just demonstrating for you the method that I use, and if you're comfortable with that, then adopt it. If not, then use the methods that you have at home. So again, just working with the onion flat side down. I'm going to put in slices here, slices here, and then this way, and this should come out to small bite-sized dice pieces, which are nice in this recipe and also nice for grilling on top of hamburgers. It's a nice condiment. You can discard that. So once again, you're going to come through, fingers out of the way. Okay, so prepping the meat, you're going to bring in some heat to a medium high. It's a saute pan. You're going to add a tablespoon or two of oil. You're going to let that warm up a bit. You're going to add your meat, so it's about 1.7 kilograms of ground beef and 0.750 of ground pork. And you want to brown that, so you want to render it right down so most of the oil and the fluid is burnt off, and we'll mix that as it starts to brown. Meat here has started to brown nicely. You can hear that sort of snap, crackle, pop in the pan. And if you look at the meat here, you can see that it's nicely caramelized and starting to brown. And that's what you're looking for. And you can see that most, if not all, of the fluid has been cooked off. So now this is ready to transfer into a pot, and we'll saute our vegetables. So on a medium-high heat, again, a tablespoon or two of oil. I don't clean out the pan because I want that flavor, and we're just going to add our vegetables to the already hot pan. We're going to saute those until they're soft. Once they're soft, they're just going to be added into the pot with the meat and the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so when your vegetables are starting to soften up, you want to add to that roughly a tablespoon, or to taste, garlic. I like a little tiny bit more. Okay, and we're just going to add that. So with the vegetables and the meat, we're just going to start adding to the pot the remainder of our ingredients, which is the tomatoes. The beans have been washed, rinsed, and drained. And they will get added, and you just want to mix this through. And I've turned the heat down to a medium-low. We're just going to incorporate it. We're going to incorporate the beans. And we're going to mix those through. Now to add our vegetable stock. Okay, so to your tomatoes, your meat, and your veg, and vegetable stock, if you find it's a little bit too thin or watery, you can add a simple pure tomato paste, or a tomato sauce, maybe a half cup to a cup, just till you get that desired consistency. And to this, you want to add your spices. So you have your oregano, your chili powder, your paprika, your cumin, your coriander, your cinnamon, and your cayenne pepper. That's to taste or to your preference of heat. And of course, the secret ingredient in the Camp Chili is dark chocolate. So the chocolate just basically goes into the pot as such. It will melt in there, and the remainder of the spices just go into the pot. Last but not least, the secret ingredient in the Camp Chili is black coffee. About a cup of black coffee. I prefer Arrowhead coffee, fantastic coffee. It's my go-to coffee. And about a cup goes in to the chili, and we just incorporate that. And there you have it, Camp Chili Con Carne. Okay, we're coming up on just over the hour mark, and starting to smell, so I always check when I can smell what's in the oven or on the stove top. It's starting to look pretty good. I think we can serve this. Top is a little bit of cheddar cheese shredded, healthy dollop of sour cream, and some garlic bread.
That's delicious. Thanks so much, Phil. What do you think, Azad? Please remember to tune in next week, where Chef Phil will cook another one of his famous camp classics.